Alright, he did kick on the right side of what he intended.
But the cue somehow found the perfect window between that 4 and 6.
That seemed to be the scene for a game from Lukas, especially for earlier racks in his matches. Like all his safeties, they're on the right track, but just the cue was just somehow find a window. Alright, it's actually a pretty nice angle to either run into the 2 or set up close to the 2 for a safety afterwards. Ooh, missed it. Same question for Lukas. Does he want to open up the 2-5 right now? Probably kick from behind as he pointed before. Yeah, from behind.
I think it'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ideal, but
yeah,
has enough of a gap there to pocket this in that lower corner.
Mm-hmm. 3 is in a kind of in the middle, so multiple choices, tons of spaces for the cue to run. Almost touched the 8-ball, but he's fine. Doesn't want the cue to be on the rail.
Yeah, he's going to be forced to roll forward a bit here, but with the 4 being where it is, this should be fine.
Yeah, just need that straight roll. Did I end up in the money? No, I didn't. Ooh, just off a little bit. Those are always super tough. Long straighting dead rolls. How many are left? This is the second semifinal, so only these 2 plus
Georgiev
yep,
is in the final.
Yep. So 3 players left. Soon will only be 2 left for the final. Ooh. Second miss from Daniel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think both these players need to shake off this first rack.
Yeah, especially for Daniels. That was an exciting win over Jonas, but at this stage, even Daniel is familiar with the environment and setup, will feel the heat and pressure from the beginning.
Really nice way to hold the cue for this 4.
Mm-hmm.
Little short drawback for the 7. Okay, Lukas starting to get a bit more comfortable here. Really nice approach on the 9.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lukas will take rack 1 and a race to 11.
All right, first break from Lukas. Nineball's moving. Oh, wow, the cue ball. That was a nice break, except...
Yeah, 3-ball break.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he put too much force into it, but the contact is just great. The ball's just scattered. Alright. Great chance for Daniel to hopefully get his groove going. Alright. Alright. The 3 go past it. Yep. It passes the 5.
Yeah, so then he'll do a little bit of a draw here. Maybe a stop shot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the same with this one as well.
Might want to draw a little bit more.
Yeah, just so he can get back up table for the 7.
Yeah, to be a little bit, yeah, just like that. And this one probably top right spin back to the center table. Doesn't want to be too straight. That's good.
Probably goes 2 rails on this one.
Yeah, top right to check up a little bit. Be careful of the top center pocket. Top side pocket, I mean. Oh, he's going 4 rails. 3 to 4 rails.
He's going to get it.
Yep. Yeah, it's always nice to choose a pattern that can let your stroke out.
All right, so a quick pickup after a Lukas scratch on the break. We're now tied at 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Want to give a shout out to our major sponsors here. The primary sponsor is Q-Tech. Of course, Matchroom, with this being a World Nineball Tour ranking event. Big thanks to Table Fitters Billiard Service. Zach installed all of the Andy cloth that we have on our 9-foot Rassons here at Ox Billiards. Andy Billiard Cloth is now a club sponsor of Ox Billiards. Sandro Menzel on site for all the professional photography for this event, as you can see here. And of course, Littman Lights, the best lights in the business for your pool table.
Also, shout out to Sam Rabito, ref. You can see him racking the balls for the players. Very experienced ref from the Washington region as well. Alright, Daniel got his successful break.
Yeah, cue ball came up a little high on that one, but one on the side.
Mm-hmm. The 6 ball just came in between for the last second.
Do you think there's a potential 9 carom here?
No.
Yeah, I guess the 2's a little bit below.
Yeah. And he had to jump it. I think he is jumping it. Or, yeah. I don't mind jumping here. You jump it full, and you can see Sam. Yeah, jump it full in the face of 2. The only problem is that the 2 might hit 3 ball on its way back. Otherwise, it should get some separation between the 2 and the cue ball. Oh, fluked it.
Okay, that's a very fortunate fluke for him.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think he can just run this to the top rail, get position about middle table.
Yeah, it is a little tricky though. It's a long shot. It's pretty straight, but he managed to... Oh, Don't get on top of 6. Yeah, he's fine.
Looks like the 6 goes fine between the 8 and the 9 down table if he decides to stay up there.
Yep. Stunning back, reducing the distance for the next shot, being aggressive on positioning. You can see Lukas Fracasso-Verner. I believe they're about the same age, both young players.
Yeah, so I think he'll just bring the cue ball out a little bit off of this 5.
Yep, wants to get as straight as possible. This angle is fine, he's on the right side. He can just roll forward, but might have to accept a larger cut on a 7 ball. Yeah, or stun 1 rail. If he feels like it. Interesting. So soft stunning to a bank position. Ooh.
Bank went a little wide. Do you think that's because of speed or just slightly off angle?
Yeah, I think it's both the fact that the early jitter is still there, and also he was trying to hold the cue ball. So hit it a tad slower than I think what the actual bank angle should be. Nice safety.
I think there's just enough to jump over it. It would be about a quarter ball jump.
Yeah, about like a quarter ball, half ball, because it doesn't have to jump over the entire 8 ball to hit the right side of the 7. But still pretty close up 8 ball. Kick corner rail is also like a guaranteed option to not give ball in hand.
Looks like he's looking to swerve a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Swerve and kick. Okay, I guess the 1 rail kick was not there. Not too bad, I believe, because the 8 ball was kicked closer to the rail. But players at Lukas level should be able to handle the situation. Just 1 rail or 2 rail back to the center table and take a cut on 8.
Yeah, it looks like he's putting left on it, so I think he's just going to go the 1 rail.
Yep. Oh, wow. Missed it badly.
Okay, well, he found his position, but fortunately didn't pocket the 7, so...
Yeah, that's what I meant, like, for Daniel. Kicking the 8 ball to the rail did add a... to make Lukas think a little bit more than necessary for American position. Alright, now it's Daniel's turn. Ton of low and inside. Go 2-rail. Could be perfect here.
Yeah, this should rest up pretty nice.
Yep. Nice job.
Okay, probably plays this with a little bit of bottom left to come 2 rails above the 9.
I like using top, but bottom is fine too. Just be careful about the side pocket. Oh,
like you said, be careful about that side.
Yeah. I mean, it's the general rule of thumb is to go for the not go for the short side positioning. But in this case, or you don't want to shoot along the rail past the side pocket. But in this case, like, yeah. So Lukas just picked up an easy bowling hand on the 9-ball for his second rack. Now he's 2-1 leading.
All right, Luke is set to break here after getting a ball in hand from Daniel. Nine ball's moving.
9-ball. Wow. Both the 1-ball and the 9-ball were pretty close to the side pocket.
2-ball dropped right at the end there.
Not sure if he wants to shoot it from there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he just tries to send the 1 sort of up and down table while leaving the cue ball maybe behind that 6, just coming off the left rail there next to the 1. Okay, so safety opportunity here for Daniel.
Yeah, I just wrote softly to the right side and use a 6 and a 7 as a wall of balls. Nicely done. Yeah, with the 9-ball near the side, every decision has to be have to be very careful making decisions here, because if you just try to kick it without thinking too much, the 1-ball may line up pretty nicely for a 1-on combo. Nicely done. Kick on the right side of the 1-ball, separated 2.
Think Daniel tries to send the cue ball behind the 5 here.
Yeah, it's very touchy. But I think that's a reasonable safety to do. One other option is to bank it towards the 9 and leave the cue ball down there.
Yeah, I guess if he does that, he kind of needs to make sure that 9 gets out of that pocket range.
Oh, he's actually trying to go for it.
Yeah, it looks like he left the cut on here. Question in the chat, is this the championship match? Nope, this is the other semifinals match. Georgi Georgiev is a finalist here, so the next finalist will either be Daniel Sardoncillo or Lukas Fracasso-Verner.
Drag shots to try to control the speed, and not too bad. The 3-8 combo is there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he controls the cue on this one. You think he rolls with a little bit of right?
Yeah, I think right spin doesn't have to go up and down just like that, because the 3 will be close to pocket, so you can trade off some distance with the it's queuing. Okay, doesn't have to do too much here either, just top spin, maybe a little bit left. Oh, he rolled it. That's perfect. I noticed that the cloth, I think it's slowing down a bit compared to yesterday or 2 days ago. So probably good news for Lukas, because he was overrunning a lot of positions before. This one
Almost underran it.
Yeah,
yep.
almost underran it. Oh, not sure on this angle now.
Yeah, I think he has enough full hit on the 6 where he'll be okay, and then he'll just take the 7 in the side. Or...
Nice shot.
No. Yeah, really let his stroke out there.
Yeah, Lukas was down 2-9 against Oscar in the quarterfinal. And he came all the way back to win 11-9. Crazy match.
Alright, Lukas breaking rack 5 here. Let's see if he makes a slight adjustment.
Nineball on the action again.
Yeah, it looked like he hit that one slightly more full than the rack that he scratched on.
And this is Slade, our second tournament director. Legend in the area for sure. Alright, can make the 2 and the 3-9 combo is there. How is the cue ball going? I think he just overran a tiny bit.
Yeah, I still think he has that angle for the combo, whether or not he wants to take it on.
Yeah, it's just harder to aim. It's almost like hitting a blind pocket shot. Hi Scott from YouTube. This is Shucheng Chao joining with Zach
Ross here.
Zach
Hello.
Ross here, yeah. And also Christian Youngers is in the booth doing the camera works as well. We are all local players from Seattle area.
Nice combination there from Lukas to go up 4-1. All right, thank you all for tuning in. Let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from. Have over 1,200 viewers total watching this excellent semifinals here in Seattle, Washington. Lukas with the 1 in the side yet again. And the 2 is going to sit up pretty nicely here.
Very sweet break from Lukas. Yeah, he's looking at the 2 ball just ran like one more ball less. He will be perfect, just need to stop it. Now he's looking at running into the 5. Cliff from Connecticut, yeah. Where are the Lukas fans from Connecticut? Welcome, welcome.
Looking to find that window between the 5-9.
Perfect.
Looks like he did.
Yeah. Looks like Lukas got the speed down pretty perfectly.
All right, Tennessee in the house, Texas, Massachusetts,
yeah.
Virgin Islands. Welcome, everybody. California. All right, so I don't really see too many issues here. We'll roll forward about mid-table. Up for the 6.
What's worse is that Lukas looked very comfortable at the table, which makes him very dangerous. And you guys all saw what he could do to Oscar.
If you happen to miss that match, you can view it on the Ox YouTube page or Matchroom Pool. Lukas was down quite a bit against Oscar. I believe Oscar got to 9 and Lukas was maybe at 1 or 2. And he came back to win 11-9. Alright, so a little bit of back and forth on this one, or just a little soft shot, nice. Perfectly lined up for the bottom right corner.
Yep, from the angle you can see straight in Nineball.
Just like that, break and run from Lukas.
Yep, 5 went up.
Shout out to our sponsors. Q-Tech, the major sponsor of this event. Of course, Matchroom and the World Nineball Tour. This is a ranking event for Matchroom. Table Fitters Billiard Service for all your table setup needs. We have Andy Cloth sponsoring the club here, as well as the cloth on all of our Rasson tables. Sandro Menzel with the photography. You can see some of those photos online, and as well as the poster we had earlier. Littman lights for all your table lighting needs, and the best in the business. And of course, Mike Dominguez here, owner of Ox Billiards, snooker extraordinaire.
He doesn't know that we're sneaking on him.
All right, a lot of East Coast in the house, rooting for Lukas here. You know, a lot of local folks rooting for Daniel, so got quite the support on both ends here.
Oh, and the 9-ball. Would it drop?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Would have been golden.
Yep. Or would have been a easy 2-9 combo chance for Daniel.
Yep. All right, a couple international viewers. Welcome, welcome. I think that's what's great about this game. Unites everyone from all around. All right, so Daniel with ball in hand here. What do you think his run's looking like, Shucheng?
Well, I don't like the first shot already. I usually don't like drawing on a bowling hand, but I think he has tons of room to work around, so this is fine. Just draw or stun over for the 4. Yeah, stun is fine. And some top left for the 6, 7, 8, yeah.
Oh no.
Wow.
A little bit too focused on the position here on that one.
Yeah, got a feel for Daniel. He hasn't got too many chances to warm himself up since the start of the match. Missed a couple shots, and Lukas has been running racks since then. All right, up for a safety shot. Try to get behind the 6, and he did get it.
I think Daniel will probably go airborne here, unless he can see a piece of the 4. Yeah, it looks like he can just get an edge of it.
Mm-hmm. If anything, it'll be probably a pretty thin edge. So control the object ball speed to let it sit on the upper rail. Middle diamond. Oh, we can see it. Oh, wow.
What a recovery shot there.
Totally calmed by the angle. Wow, nice shot. Nice shot by Daniel. Alright, depending on how you feel. 2 rail either to shoot the 7 in the side or back out in the center table, just like that. Nice shot.
I like this. I think he'll probably just stun it over just a little bit for the 8-ball on the side.
Yeah, just top shot. Nice.
Yeah, as we've seen from both of these players, they're never out, so still very early on in the match. Nice out there from Daniel after making an earlier mistake on the 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's now 2-5 in favor of Lukas.
Hopefully they can help him shake off some nerve.
Anyone else's predictions for this match or even the next one?
Yeah, throw in a score prediction. Oh, 9-ball.
And it's
Cue
deja
ball.
vu.
Wow.
Deja vu.
It's crazy. Yeah, crazy. Crazy how the balls move in this new format of breaking. This is a match room. Oh, we're looking at.
There's Sandro.
That's our cameraman.
Alright, so interesting. Almost the same amount of balls as the previous scratch, Golden.
Not sure if that's the exact angle he wanted, because now may have to scrub the 7 a little bit. Oh, he can get past it easily. The 5 to the 6 will be the key shot for this rack.
Alright, so I think he wants to find that window between the 8-6 there for...
Yeah, more natural. Yeah, 2 rail would be more natural, but the 7 was in a way, so it's a little risky. Oh wow, that was...
Came up a little high on that second rail there.
Yeah, I would say it was a little probably indecisive of choosing to go from the left side or the right side. Ended up also maybe he was a little afraid of the side pocket, the right side pocket, messing around with it. Don't want to mess around with it, so
Alright, so I think he's gonna just do a little bit of swerve off of that bottom rail.
you can see him aiming at tons of right spin. Try to do the kick and stick.
I think that's gonna roll out.
Yeah, Daniel will have a shot on this.
Guess the question is if Daniel wants to come back on this half of the table for the 7 or have the 7 in the bottom left. I think sort of just based on the distance and the cut, the angle you're going to take here, might be better to have that 7 in the left side.
Yeah, I think it's natural to just roll it in. Just have to make up her mind.
Thank you, Jordan, from tuning in from New York. Appreciate the compliments here on the stream. We are doing our best to bring you the best camera angles and commentary we can. Oh, unfortunate miss there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to give Lukas a pretty good opportunity here.
Yeah, I would just roll that ball. Although it's super scary because it's a long cut shot. So I totally understand why he chose to use more speed on that one. Top right spin. Nicely done.
All right, well, Lukas, with all the momentum so far in this match, capitalizing on Daniel's errors.
Leading 6-2.
right, Lukas Fracasso-Verner to break here. He's currently ranked number 64 on the World Nineball Tour. Earlier this year, he did get first place at Buffalo's Pro Classic Nineball Open. And he is a recent brand ambassador for McDermott Cues. Alright, so not the easiest of starters, even though the 2 is out in the open. He has to high bridge over this 3. Yeah, I think this is a safe choice. Even if he potted the 2, he would have a pretty distant 3. So creating separation and now using the 7 as a blocker. Really smart decision.
Tough spot for Daniel. The 8-ball on the left side is blocking a lot of the 8-ball, and the side pocket are blocking a lot of the kicking angles. And the 5-ball is preventing him from digging into the cue ball. So,
do you think if he runs a high, sort of hard shot here right on that 3rd diamond, he might be able to clip the 2?
No, high ball. Yeah, he has to kind of. I believe he was jacking up. He had to hit with a little bit low, because the high ball will kind of curve the cue ball away from the line.
I see.
So great hit from Daniel. Didn't leave it too easy for Lukas.
I think he'll likely be trying to draw 2 rails back for the 3 here in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, needs some sweet low left stroke. Oh, that is very sweet. Yeah, he kind of used all the pocket, cheated to the maximum to hit it as thick as possible. And he got to the golden position.
Yep, just going to roll 1 rail up, 4 on the side.
Five ball is sitting kind of in the pocket, so need to spin around the 6, 2 rails out to the center table. Nicely controlled.
Yeah, Lukas is very much in the zone so far this match. Eight ball goes in the side pocket there.
Yeah, but he is a little straight on the 7, I think. He can go forward 2 rails, get closer to the 8 ball. Yep, he's comfortable. Yeah, this is perfect. He doesn't need to shoot to the side either. He can opt to choose to shoot. Yeah, just shoot to the bottom corner pocket. Nice out from Lukas.
All right, Luke is set to break here in rack number 10.
Carefully lining up where he wants to put the cue ball. That's interesting. Instead of putting on the very corner, chose to put it inside a little bit. And very effective.
Yeah, 2 ball's going to sit right over the pocket.
Wow. Look at this layout.
Yeah, this is a very ideal layout. All right, so just a bit of a stop shot here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little stun out. Yeah, Lucas is definitely riding that comeback momentum against his match with Oscar.
This one is straighter than he wanted, probably. May have to put some stroke into this one. Yep, top left, but his arm is loose, so no problem.
All right, a very quick break and run here from Lucas. Putting him up 8-2 over Daniel. Thank you all once again for tuning in to the semifinals match. Give a like and subscribe on the Ox YouTube page. Really helps us get our channel out there. Definitely interested in bringing y'all more pool matches in the future. Looking to grow the scene.
All right. For folks out there, great chance to learn this break from Lucas. Oof.
That one came up a little high,
Yeah.
but again, very successful break here from Lucas.
Yeah, even made a 2-ball, so he's sitting super nicely on the 3.
Lucas continues to break like this, you know, might not even give Daniel another chance at the table.
Mm-hmm. Rattled that one a little bit. Still fine. Can just drag this ball. Yep, like that.
Pacific Northwest Pool thing in the chat. Good to see you. It was really great having you in the booth, Jesse, yesterday.
Yeah, he's perfect. Can just roll with cue ball up to the rail for the short side or draw it back.
I think he's looking for the drawback, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You don't want to play this 7 up past the side pocket, so.
Yeah, he's comfortable and confident at this point, so whatever he does, he can just trust his first instinct. Oh,
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay. He's human after all. Okay, so an opportunity for Daniel here. He makes his way around the table.
Yeah, the 7 is sitting pretty deep in the pocket. Oh, we can see the signature.
That was going to be a little cheeky there.
Yeah.
No, take out the bridge. It's not everyone's favorite, but in this instance, you got to use it.
Yeah. No, but some funny story for Daniel, because he's a local player, and he used to play in one of the snooker tournaments held at Ox.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that snooker shots are super hard and tough, and snooker table is huge, so a lot of shots you have to use bridge or rest in snooker's term.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel, for a lot of shots, he just chose to do it behind the back.
Behind the back.
Yeah, he could shoot it so straight and even draw it. It was amazing.
Yeah, I always love it when players show a little flair at the table.
Still have to focus. It's not easy. Nice shot. Stay down there. All right.
Nice out from Daniel. Like Dustin said, way to steal that break. All right, Daniel set to break here in rack 12. One
Nice
on the
break.
side.
Yep.
2 heading up table.
Still have a shot.
Yeah, pretty steep cut.
Yeah, pretty steep. And not too sure about the 397 situation. Ref Sam Marbito is taking the racks away from the 3 and 9. Really appreciate their work. Staying here to help refereeing all the tables over the past 2 days. Exactly. Pressure's on Sam. All right. So looks like it's interesting. Looks like the 3 can carry him into the lower left corner. Almost guaranteed, I would like to say. Yeah, the 3-9 combo is almost dead too if the 7 was not there. So if Daniel chooses to go offensive, all he needs to do is to think of a way to make the 2 while leaving the cue ball up table. So I might think about running to the 4 ball myself. Or get around and
I think he's actually going to play safe here.
yeah.
Oh no. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like that. But he did it okay. I think he still have the edge for Lukas. Yeah, Lukas is examining. He's not caring about the 2 ball even. He can see it. Okay. Yep. Nicely done. Yep. I think he intended to. Where's
Kiss on
Cubo
the
going?
4, though. Oof.
Yeah, I think he wanted to hit the 4. As I said, like use the 4 as a stopper to leave the cue ball up table. And yeah, for guys on Matchroom YouTube, thank you, appreciate it. We're trying our best to bring some hopefully high quality streaming experiences for y'all.
Yeah, it's always good to see other pool streamers in the chat. Love engaging with the community and seeing the types of events that you put on in your state.
Looking to kick it, probably at the upper side of the 3, and lower side is fine too. Can split it either way.
I think the jump is on here.
Yep, and this one's I think it's straight enough for Daniel to jump and hold the cue ball down there. Or up there, I should say.
Excellent jump from Daniel there. And perfect position for this 4.
Yeah, as I said, the angle lines up pretty nicely for him. He can just focus on hitting it full and make it. Good job controlling the cue ball.
Yeah, a quick shout out to Shelby winning her first ever pool match today. First one is always very exciting. And here's to many more. Daniel's going to follow this up for the 5.
Oh. Yeah, not too sure. Because the cue ball was a little close to the 4, so he couldn't let his entire stroke out. Had to kind of do like a force follow type shot.
Yeah, with him being close to the 4, I'm sure he was just a little concerned about maybe a double hit. But yeah, I didn't quite get as much follow as he intended. Guess the 5-7 combo is there, but is that maybe too risky to take on, being down this much?
Slight nudge on a 7. Likely a 2-way, either carry the 7 in or I think most likely a safety from there.
The winner of this match will be playing Georgiev of Bulgaria in the final. All right, so another opportunity here for Daniel. Think
Again,
he goes down to the bottom rail here, or?
Yeah, I think if the 7 was not there, it's a pretty comfortable like top left spin. But since the 7 is out there, he may opt to use bottom right. Yep, very soft one. I think he did great. Yeah, I think he did great. I was worried that the right spin will carry the cue ball too much over and the 8 might be blocking, but he had just the right amount. Alright, focus on this shot, go top, and yeah. Can't just let up after making a good shot. Nicely done.
Just taking a look at the 8 in the side. I think personally I'd be a little bit safer running the 8 all the way down, but
Draw, don't overdraw it. He's fine.
yeah, this should be good.
Yeah, need some right spin now. Yeah, need some right spin to carry the cube out into the center table, but he should be fine here. Yep. Nice out from Daniel. All right.
Daniel taking a couple back.
Yeah, now think of the miss from Lukas 2 racks ago. What could have been the 9-2, now is 8-4. Huge difference.
Thank you all once again for viewing this semifinals match here at the Seattle Nineball Open. We now have 942 viewers across our Ox Billiards Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch channels, and 627 viewers on the Matchroom Pool YouTube. If you're on the Ox Billiards YouTube, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Always trying to put on the best events here in the Northwest, and can't do it without your support. Yeah, we're all having a great time here. Love the sport. Knows no bounds. All right, so Daniel here to break. One and Q on the side.
Replay that one. Yeah, I think he just hit it tad too full with... it's either too full or too much draw. Need to hit just a bit thinner. Alright, chance for Lukas to regain his momentum. 3-4 is the key shot for the rack. Okay.
It's going to opt for 2 rails.
Yep. I think it's just a tad more angle than perfect, I would say. But should be able to spin it back. Yeah, smooth. Second rail. Perfect. Alright, so 5 doesn't have too much room for positioning. Yep. The line he is pointing at will be ideal. So he can just use some bottom left or even center left. Spin the cube out 2 rail. Just don't overrun this. It's okay to underrun because there's always short side position. Yep, nice beat. Yeah, underran it a tiny bit. $50-50. Great shot. Yeah, so You may notice that Lukas is shooting without a glove, but when he breaks, he tends to put his glove back on. I think a couple players do that as well. Alright, a little thing on the 7 for either pocket.
Yeah, if he just decides to go 7 in the side here, he's going to be running the cue ball 3 rails around for the 8 in the upper left corner, I think.
Yeah.
Just because of the speed that's needed to get the 7 over there.
It will be a long shot on the 8 again, but I guess you just have to take the medicine and try to recover from that. Don't have to recover in just one shot. Just spread the pressure out into more shots. Alright, choose that route and he's perfect. Yeah, I like that better, just because I can control the cue ball back and forth. Nice control. Great shooting.
Okay, Lukas up 9-4, needs 2 more to solidify his position in the finals.
Again, break from Lukas.
One, two.
Yep. Had 2 ball. Just knocked in and left himself with it.
All right, this might be the
Good
first
luck.
cluster we've seen here.
Yeah. I think on that one he cut it a little bit too much, so the force was not, the impact was not that even. It's hard to describe the feeling, but you tend to make the 1 ball much easier if you cut it thinner, but it's harder for that impact to spread across the rack.
Yeah, it's kind of like the velocity or something isn't impacting the rack as much as it should be.
Three to the side. Nice shot. Interesting to see, curious to see what he decides to do here. He has the angle to run into the cluster. Ooh, a little close. Wow, the 4-6-9 combo is there. Yeah. And he actually lined it up pretty nicely. Slightly off angle, but the 6 and 9 is close enough.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he just hits this with a little bit of draw. Or a little bit of a stop shot sort of situation here.
Yep. Just like that.
There it is.
Great finding of the 3-ball combination. And we have our other finalist, Georgie, coming back.
Yes, these tables were refelted about 2 weeks before the tournament. There's Mike Dominguez, owner and operator of Ox Billiards. It's always a labor of love. Let's see Lukas's break here.
His last break of this match.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yep, I guess it would be.
Yeah, since he's on the hill. Yeah.
This is a winner break format.
Whew. His break I'm talking to, it's we can see Sam knocking out some
Killed
creatures.
a little bug there.
Yeah, not sure what that is, but the two just lined nicely. Yeah, when he broke nice, his cue ball is just around the center square of the table. Need some top inside, a lot of inside actually, to spin it down. If he can get to the 3 ball pretty good, then might be over. Yeah, use the inside to try to get closer and flatter. A little more angle than ideal, but I think he's still able to hold the cue ball with some left spin.
Yeah, Jack pointing out that Lukas has made the 1 ball on the side every rack. I believe him and Jonas were actually practicing the break prior to coming to Ox Billiards out in Connecticut.
Nice angle that he can just draw to the left long rail. Or
Looks
top.
like he might be
He's
running 2 rails here.
Oh yeah, he's first falling, yeah. If he is confident of dodging the 7, nice shot. He was checking the cue ball just enough to get around the 7 ball. Alright. This angle, I think he can just drop back before the side pocket. Oh, he's starting to the lower. Yep, short side. He's not making that mistake again. Remember the shot he missed before they try to go to the long. Yeah.
Yep. Just wants to be in a comfortable position here.
Yep. There's nothing wrong going to a short side position.
Just gonna run this up for the 7.
Right.
It's real nice. What cue does Lukas play with? I know he is sponsored by McDermott, and very likely using a low deflection maple shaft.
Yep. Just quickly switch to left hand.
Yeah, he's done that a couple times. Very confident with his offhand shooting.
Yeah. And also he didn't even take off the glove this time. Yeah.
Seems like one of those pictures, like what's different in this picture?
yeah, exactly.
All right, so Lukas.
Pitch perfect positioning for the 9 ball.
Okay, Fracasso, I like it. Defeating Daniel Sardoncillo to go to the final, we have Lukas Fracasso-Verner versus Georgi Georgiev. Thanks again to Sam Rabito for being a phenomenal ref. And we will be right back with the final, so stay tuned. Go grab some food, go grab some drink, hit up the restroom, and we're going to pop on a video for you here. Thank you all again. This is Zach Ross and Shucheng Chao.
See you guys in a bit for the finals.